New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. That's a guaranteed cash amount you get for your home to put towards something else. A new project, a down payment, anything. Then, when your home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep all the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you all cash and the upside when your old home sells for more. Maximize your earnings and minimize the stress of selling your home with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com to see how you can get an all-cash offer. Orchard, it's the new way to home.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. David Lee Roth dedicated a previously unreleased song called Somewhere Over the Rainbow Bar and Grill to Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, that iconic place in was it Hollywood? The Rainbow Bar and Grill was all the rock stars. At first I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? But then I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool and clever. That was the place where like Lemmy has his own stool. I think that's still there, dedicated to him.
Oh, I totally didn't get that reference at all.
Yeah, the Rainbow Bar and Grill. I went there once and I was like, it's just a dive. It's nothing special. I mean, the only thing that makes it special is that you just walk in, you feel the aura of sleazy rock and roll.
Oh, so that's what. So the song called "Somewhere Over the Rainbow Bar and Grill."
Yeah. French fries taste like hairspray and. Nice. No, I'm kidding now. And eyeliner.
And in the song, lyrically, he reminisces about the early days when the band got signed, and this is something that David Lee Roth has released in memory of Eddie.
Worked in the corner when the record deal happened in a week before I found out. I was sleeping on the floor with my new best gal in a very, very empty house. Wrong kind of nonconformist, that's the case and always be. In a sleeping bag front of the fireplace, your girlfriend and me. Somewhere over the Rainbow Bar and Grill. Well, I never knew me a better time, and I guess I never will. Somewhere over the Rainbow Bar and Grill. Some say they was happy then, me I'm happy still.
Well, it's still a song about David Lee Roth, but at least it's about the days when they started together as a band.
Right. It's, I mean, it was written before, I think, he passed. And then on the what he posted, he said, "Hey, Ed, I'm going to miss you. See you on the other side." There's also a little nod to Crocodile Rock from Elton John in the song with the lyrics. At first, I was like, this is kind of a weird song, like, because it's not heavy. It's not rock.
Not at all.
But then the more I listen to it, I'm like, I feel good listening to this song. It's like, it just puts you in a good mood.
Yeah, it is a feel-good song. It feels nostalgic because, the song is a bouncy song about when they first got together.
And it's so David Lee Roth. Like, it's exactly what I'd expect from David Lee Roth. Like, someone says Diamond Dave, he's not a person. He's a state of mind.
He really is. And as he gets older, he becomes an even cooler state of mind. Because if you listen to him, you're going, I don't know what he's talking about, but he's kind of like, he's the Gary Busey of the music world sometimes when he just starts waxing poetically.
I know at first, like, even someone said, I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm like, I get it. Like, at first when I heard it, I was listening to it this morning, I'm just like, I don't know, man. What's going on with this song? Like, why? Maybe this should have stayed unreleased. But then as the chorus kicked in, and it's cheesy, but there's something so sugary and so happy about it.
And when you and even still, even with the chorus, somewhere he did it really like Dorothy. The beginning, like somewhere over the rainbow bar and grill. I kind of like that nod, and I didn't even catch the Crocodile Rock nod. So I like all the stuff he threw in there, and because of the passing of Eddie, it means more. If he had just released this, I'd be like, I don't think any of us would have liked it if he just released it before Eddie.
No, but as a way of like showing some love for his old bandmate, because the song is about their early days. I think that's something kind of special about that.
There is a rumor going around that Van Halen is going to be reforming with Sammy back, Alex Van Halen on drums, Michael Anthony returning to play bass, and then Wolfgang replacing his father Eddie on guitar, which when everybody said that was happening, Wolfgang's like, no, I am not going to be doing that, but now this rumor just won't die.
I'm glad that at least he said something, because that's got to be annoying for him. That, here you are trying to mourn the loss of your father, and people are creating rumors about the old band getting back together, and he's like, this has nothing to do with that. Like, just leave us alone.
Wolfie's released another statement, because, again, he's like, geez, I thought I said no already. He said, this is just a crappy lie, attempting to capitalize on these awful times. So he didn't use the word crappy. And he said, please stop with this. Anyone reading this is not only hurting the fans, but hurting me and my family. And Steve, you just said it. It's like, this is not the time. The guy, they're just trying to mourn the loss of his father.
Right, and he's got to probably open up any kind of like internet or social media and be asked about that. It's like, man.
I mean, someday, who knows? Who knows what'll happen someday? But right now is a day to grieve.
I don't know if there's an artist out there that can do Eddie Van Halen justice.
Yeah.
Because he's just so unique in his style of playing.
I haven't heard.
There's a lot of great guitarists, and I'm sure a lot of great guitarists can cover Eddie Van Halen, but would it be, it's almost like Pantera. Like, is it worth having a band, have someone do Dimebag Spot? Like, some people thought, Zach Wilde would be perfect for it, and he's an incredible guitarist, but I almost feel like those kind of guys are just so iconic. I don't know if you should ever replace them.
That's the trouble, because we have accepted iconic lead singers being replaced. You know what I mean? That's the tough one.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to the band at the end of the day. Like, if the guys in Van Halen, honestly, it's up to Alex, in my opinion. If Alex feels like I could go up there with the Van Halen name and do a show or a performance or a recording or whatever it may be that I feel is a good tribute to my brother and bandmate, then I would be fine with it.
That makes sense.
To me.
Yeah,
I'm just a fan. I shouldn't dictate what they do.
And what did Wolfie do when he went up with them?
He played bass.
Okay.
He toured with them and did the last recordings with them, because they had a big falling out with Sammy Hagar, and Michael Anthony, their bassist, was still tight with Sammy Hagar, and I think that it was almost like you're with him or with us kind of a mentality.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdness with that band, I think, but obviously the band, it lives and dies by the name of Van Halen. So, I mean, if Alex doesn't want to do anything, I would understand why not. And if he does, I would also understand why. No different than like when bands like Alice in Chains get back together with a new singer.
That'll be interesting, because if Wolfie did want to be involved, then where does that leave Michael?
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that. Michael Anthony seems like the chillest dude in the world. Like, any interview I've ever heard him in, I'm sure he's like upset that he didn't get to be with the band towards the later years, but it never seemed like he was a guy that was going to crap on the band. And I'm sure he wouldn't have ill will towards Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Like, damn you took my spot.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it's like, man, he's just a kid, you know what I mean? Even though he's an adult, but...
Old enough to take this punch in the face for taking my spot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're old enough now, Wolfie. Well, anyway,
wow.
There is no truth to the rumor. Wolfie's saying, please stop. Just let us grieve the death of our father, or my father, please.
So, speaking of tributes, I know I sent you the audio because someone texted earlier, but I feel like it's a good time to chat about it, because they were like, hey, did you guys hear William Duvall from Alice in Chains? Him and a bunch of artists covered Rusty Cage, the Soundgarden song, to pay tribute to Chris Cornell. It was Charlie Benante, the drummer of Anthrax. He's just doing this during the pandemic, where he assembles his friends and they cover songs that he loves so that he gets to play drums on them, which is pretty awesome, and he's a great drummer. So he had William Duvall. He also had a dude from Mastodon and another guy as well. I can't remember his name, but they all got together and covered Soundgarden's Rusty Cage. What I love about it is, and I've said this before, William Duvall, before he joined Alice in Chains, was in a band called Comes with the Fall. And I always thought that they had a very Soundgarden vibe. And I remember a while back saying, man, if there was ever a guy to sing for Soundgarden, if they ever needed somebody to do some songs, William's the guy. And when you hear him cover it, it's like he does a great job. So we have it.
Oh, cool. So if we tragically lose any lead singer, should we just have William Duvall fill in?
Someone I saw on YouTube was like, can William Duvall just front every Seattle band?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like he's just that guy. He's got that voice. Obviously, no one can replace Chris Cornell, but he did a great job on that cover.
Yeah.
I thought he sounded fantastic.
Well, I mean, people do all sorts of things. How crazy would that be if Soundgarden someday said, we still want to go on, and then William Duvall's like, all right, well.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I got some good references.
And he'll just
Jerry can vouch for me.
And when we get back to touring, William will be like, all right, guys, he'll just leave one bus and hop on another one. And it's just the guy will be nonstop touring.
Plus, it would make the curmudgeon-y, old-school Seattle music fan that hates that Alice in Chains is still going. It would make that person, I think, like, literally just implode.
Oh, yeah.
I think like they would actually just explode.
Yeah,
right.
Of course, you love that.
Of anger.
Yeah, exactly. And you do love to see anybody that takes things too seriously explode.
I just love that. That's what Charlie Benante is doing with his time. He's like, I just like these bands, and I want to cover them. I'll ask all of my rock star friends to do it with me.
Yeah.
And with technology, and everyone's got a studio in their house.
And that is the cool thing about, well, cool is not the right word, but that is at least a silver lining to the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah, is that we're getting to see lots of collaborations like this. People with time on their hands and also technology. I mean, that's you're seeing a lot of cool stuff happen because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. We did not give the most touching of tributes to the passing of Sean Connery.
What are you talking about? We talked about whether or not we all wanted to be nude models for college art.
And Vicky said what she remembers about Sean Connery was wanting to basically get busy with Catherine Zeta-Jones because he was in a movie.
tingly at 10, okay? Yeah. I can't help it.
And but
all of these are great ways to show love for one of our generation's greatest actors.
Yeah, there are other people that have done a better job of paying tribute to the passing of Sean Connery. Passed away peacefully in his sleep at 90 years old on Saturday. One highlight is Daryl Hammond, who, of course, played Connery on Saturday Night Live. He said, quote, sorry to hear of the passing of Sean Connery. My condolences to his family. I always loved doing my silly impressions of him, R.I.P., And Hammond also said, quote, it makes no sense that Sean Connery hates Alex Trebek. It doesn't make any sense.
It's true.
Yeah. And yet it easily is the most popular thing I've ever done. Unfortunately, Connery himself never did SNL. And here's a clip of Hammond impersonating Sean back on SNL.
Sean Connery. We meet again, you logger-headed, tickle-brained pumpion. There once was a man named Trebek who had the world's tiniest...
Enough. And the answer is, this is the sound a doggy makes. Mr. Connery.
Moo.
No.
Well, that's the sound your mother made last night.
Okay, that's not necessary.
I wish that they were able to get him. I don't know, maybe he didn't like it, and that's why. Wouldn't it have been amazing if they had him and Burt Reynolds actually be themselves playing the caricatures of themselves?
That would have been good.
Because Turd Ferguson, I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
That would be so good. Yeah. Gosh, classic stuff. Classic stuff. Again, another fine tribute to the passing of Sean Connery. I guess they didn't do a much better job than we did.
Well, no, like Pierce Brosnan had some great things to say about him. Timothy Dalton, also Daniel Craig, all the old Bonds.
What do they all have in common?
George Lazenby?
George Lazenby was the guy that played Bond when Bond said he would never play Bond again, so they got Lazenby, which, by the way, is cool. It's a cool thing to know that his wife, Sean's wife, because Lazenby was not anybody's favorite Bond, and he had just one movie.
Well, he had to replace Sean Connery.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
But then Sean Connery did come back after the Lazenby movie, and they called it Never Say Never, and Sean's wife came up with that title because Sean said he would never play Bond again, so that's why they called that Never Say Never.
What's up with Bond actors saying that they will never play Bond again, but then eventually get sucked back into the Bond work? Because that's Daniel Craig also.
Yeah.
What are they doing to these
It
poor
must
guys?
just be a beating. I don't know the kind of beatings they did for special effects, because they had stuntmen back in those days, but Daniel Craig and those guys, they put them through the rigors. I mean, Sean Connery didn't have to be in the kind of physical shape that these guys did. He was a good-looking dude, but he wasn't ripped back in those days. If you see some of those beach scenes with the early Bond movies, the standards are much different now.
Do you think it's just the pressure of being James Bond also gets to them? Not to mention just the rigors of doing the film and the stunts and all that crap, but like on top of it, everybody's going to criticize your performance because it's such an iconic role.
Well, wait, you think people criticize people?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot that led to it. And I don't know how many Bond movies he had done. If he had done 5, 6, or 7 by the time he said "see you later," and then Lazenby came in. I can't remember. He did a few though.
Yeah, he was in let's see. He was in Dr. No.
Yeah.
From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball.
Yeah.
You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, and then was gone and came back
So
for
that's 6 movies.
Never Say Never Again.
So you figure, that's 12 to 15 years playing that character, maybe longer, and maybe he just was done with the character. Some people don't like to get typecast, because that's all he was known for.
Started in 1962 as Bond, and then when he returned for Never Say Never Again, it was 1983.
Whoa, that's a big difference, because he probably was in his late 20s, early 30s when he started.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it was a 12-year break, but still.
Yeah. So that's 20 years later. That puts him in his late 40s at least when he's doing that, and maybe by that time you're going, I can't do the voice, but I can't do it anymore. Whatever he would sound like saying that.
So him and Roger Moore, and then also I'm not a James Bond guy, but David Niven, he played Bond, I guess.
David Niven? What?
Yeah.
Really?
He played Bond in the 1967 satirical spy film Casino Royale.
Oh, wow. There was a real Casino Royale.
Right.
So,
I'm not a Bond historian.
It was a satire, so he wasn't really Bond, right?
But
he was Bond,
He played James Bond.
Really?
1967.
But they said it was a satire, but I don't
loosely
know.
based on Ian Fleming's first James Bond novel.
I wonder if they count that. Because I will tell you, in the world of Doctor Who,
they count him in this news story to talk about the Bonds that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
He's one of the 3.
I guess. I never really recognized him as a Bond, but I never saw that movie. Because there's a couple of Doctor Who movies that were made. I think Peter Cushing starred in them, but I don't ever consider him the Doctor. I mean, they were really, I think it was Peter Cushing. And so, yeah, you can technically say that he was, but I never realized this was in the Bond world. This like really a real Bond movie, but I don't know. Maybe it was.
That's funny. I didn't even know there was another Casino Royale.
See, that's why I'm not sure how true Bond fans. I'm gonna have to ask my buddy Mark Ronner, because he's a huge Bond fan. I'm gonna have to ask him if he considers that in the lineage of Bond movies, or if that was sort of just like a goofy thing that people.
Do Bond fans consider him a James Bond?
Yeah, because I never have ever heard David Niven's name mentioned in the lineage at all.
So it says it's not considered an official or proper Bond film, so technically David Niven doesn't count, according to one.
And that's how I feel about Peter Cushing's Doctor Who. I don't consider him one of the Doctors either, for that reason.
Me neither, man. I'm glad that we see eye to eye. This is the one thing we see eye to eye on.
Yeah, thank God. All right.
Sure.
Here's a question for you. What happens when a guy is hired to get a drunken woman out of a tree? Well, luckily for you, we got the audio, and you're going to hear it at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Can we prevent cancer? Explore how our diets, lifestyle, environments, and even technology can possibly prevent this deadly disease on how not to get cancer. And the Boston Marathon. From glory to tragedy to rebirth. The long-distance race by which all others are measured. Narrated by Matt Damon, it's the trailblazing documentary, Boston. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Imagine if you could sell your home and get paid twice. With Orchard, you can. It's simple. Orchard makes you a cash offer on your home. If you accept it, here's your cash. Really? Then Orchard handles everything from there. Painting, repairing, listing, and showing your home. When it sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you the upside when your old home sells for more. Ready to get paid twice for selling your home? Learn how at Orchard.com. It's the new way to home.
Running a business comes with pressure. remote workforces, HR compliance, retaining top talent, you start to feel boxed in. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR service and technology to work, offering my employees competitive benefit options while lightening my HR load. Instead of obstacles, I'm surrounded by people empowered to be their best. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, there was a guy that was hired to rescue a drunk woman who climbed up a tall tree, but when the bucket lift gets to her, she refuses to come down.
We got a drunk girl in the tree. Let's go get her. Excuse me, ma'am. What are you doing up in this tree?
Day drinking. What are you doing?
I'm here to fix the day drinking problem and get you out of this tree.
We don't have a problem here.
I love that woman. What are you doing up in the tree? I'm day drinking. There she is, just sitting on the tree. She doesn't look like she's bothering anyone.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's stuck. Does she call for help, or just somebody didn't like her in the tree? Is that what it? I mean, she's high up, that's for sure.
I got to imagine somebody called, and they're like, we need to get this woman out of the tree. Because why would she call and then say, no, I don't want to get down?
I agree. Unless that's not her tree, then I suppose, if you don't want somebody in your tree, you get...
I wonder how I would handle that if I had a backyard with a big tree, and there was a woman sitting in the tree, and she was just drinking.
Yeah, I feel like, look, if you want to get all insurance-y and liability thing, you've got to get her out of there.
She looks like a sweet gal.
Oh, yeah. And she's do you think she's just doing it for, attention? Trying to do some Insta thing or TikTok thing?
I don't know.
She doesn't look that faded to me. I mean, she can still... She's
drunk and crazy, maybe.
She didn't fall out of the tree yet.
No, she hasn't fallen out of the tree yet.
So she can't be that destroyed.
Would you let someone stay in your tree drinking?
Well, no.
It could have been your daughter for all we know.
Oh, for Sarah, yeah, fine. She can do what she wants.
I can see Sarah doing something like this. I'm going to climb a tree.
I'll tell you this.
Bring my thermos, and I'm going to keep drinking.
She's got the makeup on, so that's why I feel like she's totally made. I mean, her face looks completely different color than the rest of her body. That's why I'm thinking, do you think she just wanted to, hey, look, pretty girl in the tree?
Maybe she's trying to find a dude. Maybe she knows that some guy will get a bucket and come up there and hang out with her, and she doesn't have a problem now.
She didn't like this guy. She needs a different bucket.
Send someone more attractive?
Yeah.
This is a different type of speed dating.
Yeah. I tell you, Rev,
tree dating.
There are weirder things that have happened to try to find love.
Yeah, right?
What if they end up falling for each other, and then this is how how'd you guys meet? Well, she was drunk in a tree and I rescued her.
Well, I think you could be onto something, because she definitely could end up falling.
That's true.
Yeah, that could be a thing. And then who knows what'll happen. But you know what? I don't know if the world would be better off anyway.
I don't know if I'm drunk. If the first thing I'm going to think of is I'm going to climb. Well, I probably would do it. I'm not.
No, you would break the tree.
I would. Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of your...
A little heavier than her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no. You would try to destroy the tree. Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine having me drunk with an axe?
Yeah, you would.
Forget about it.
You get very destructive when you're drunk, so you break things. So I feel like you just chop that tree.
Right. That's why they don't have drinking at those axe throwers stuff, man.
It's a good point. Yeah, when we went to axe kickers, they didn't have alcohol, and I'm like, that's probably a really smart thing.
Come on,
a very responsible thing.
What could go wrong with a little alcohol and axe throwing?
Here, go throw these axes, and here, you want another shot? No, it's not a good idea.
Yeah. McDonald's, big news.
What happened now?
What happened now? This is good big news.
Okay.
Yeah, they are bringing back the McRib this year. They usually do it this time of year, but it's always at participating locations only. But this year, McDonald's has put the hammer down, and they said it's nationwide. All of our stores are going to get the McRib, not just some.
I feel like at some point they're going to have to put out a documentary about the lore of the McRib, because it's like one of the weirdest things that they just don't keep on the menu. When they put it back out, people lose their minds about it, and then it disappears again, and sometimes it's gone for years, and then it just shows up again. It's just such a weird thing.
It is a brilliant maneuver because... I can only equate this to the board game community. A lot of times it could be the greatest game that's out there. Then another year goes by, other games come out, and so it loses its luster. So they release they release expansions just to get that name back in the news again. So the McRib is always something that puts McDonald's back in the news again because it's back.
doing a little research, and I've heard this before. I don't know if it's 100% or not.
Uh-oh.
But the internet is saying the reason why the McRib comes and goes is literally just because of prices. The tender pork trimmings that they use for the McRib, they rise and they fall. So when they drop, they'll buy a whole bunch of the McRib ingredients, those trimmings, and then they'll have it. But if it gets too costly, they'll just not run it.
Oh, you mean it's not really a rib? It looks like a rib shape.
It's a rib. They're playing on us.
It's only trimmings. It really looks like a rib in the bun.
Well, it's kind of pressed to make it look like that.
Well, yeah, it's boneless, and I mean they make it look like it's boned rib.
Well, I thought they found the special creature that had boneless ribs,
or it's the type of creature that just has weak bones and you can actually chew right through them.
That's what I was thinking.
That's exactly what it is.
Like those soft shell crabs you have.
It's a boneless pork patty shaped like the rack of ribs and smothered in barbecue sauce. It's saucy, tangy, tender, and shamelessly delicious.
So how about it?
I don't remember the last time I've had a McRib.
I've never had a McRib.
This is our year.
I never did it.
Oh, this is our year?
December 2nd, it hits menus. Let's have McRibs.
Okay.
Let's change it. It's 2020, man. The year's been weird as it is. We might as well eat McRibs. Maybe that'll change the course of society.
I haven't done it before.
And to celebrate Vicky being on the show, I don't know when her anniversary is, but we'll send her out trying to go to McDonald's and see if she can get us some McRibs.
Boom.
Oh,
yeah. They don't serve them in the morning, though. I don't think they do that.
No, but if Vicky shows up, she'll go, it's my anniversary of getting lost trying to find you. They'll go, okay, here you go.
So we have to get them the night before and then reheat them.
Okay, well.
I want a fresh one.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess we just do it on our own time and we can Zoom each other.
Hey, like we do everything in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll take the bite together.
So all McDonald's stores, like you said, next December 2nd, this coming December 2nd, is going to be McRib Town.
Someone says the McRib shows up more often than my dad did.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that is...
Shots fired.
Yeah. Well, at least they got a good sense of humor about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Someone wants to know what the over-under on how many Steve gets this year. I honestly think it will just be one.
Yeah, unless it's like the most amazing thing I've ever had in my entire life. You know what? It very well could be.
I'll get it once, but honestly, if I go to McDonald's and I'm not getting Chicken McNuggets, I'm going to be mad at myself. So I think that time I have to get both.
See, I am right now. It's tough for me at McDonald's because I'm a sit down guy. I don't ever use the McDonald's drive-thru.
You go into a McDonald's?
Oh,
and
yes.
I don't remember.
I like that experience.
Yeah.
It brings me back to as a kid because it was always a treat to go to Mickey D's as a kid to go inside. So I like to get that feeling again. It hits me. It's like I'm right back being a little kid walking in. That's why I'm so sad that the counter service is not working during the pandemic because that's the way I like to go into a McDonald's.
Interesting.
Oh, see, for me, it's all about just getting it and eating it in the car.
Yeah, I can appreciate. I mean, look, drive-thrus are great. I use every day's drive-thru. It's just my own special. I want to go inside. That's why I'm so sad Bellevue Square McDonald's closed. It was like you had Bellevue Square, this fancy ass mall, and
that's the actual official title of the mall.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fancy antsy.
Yeah, that's what they. It's not the Bellevue Collection. It's the Bellevue Fancy Antsy Ass Mall. But they had a McDonald's in there, which I always thought it was like, wow, Mickey D's was like, you know what? We're here and we're staying here, buddy. And our food's as good as anybody's, you fancy ass people. But it closed because of obviously the pandemic, and that saddens me because that's where I used to go.
Yes, the fast food experience has not changed one bit for me because it's always just been drive-through only. So I'm still doing what I do.
Yeah, I get so sad walking by and seeing like, oh man, because that Mickey D's was there, I think, as long as the Bellevue Collection was there.
Hey, someone says more important than the McRib news. McDonald's is currently giving out free McFlurries if you order with the app. So get that soft serve Oreo goodness. You deserve it.
Well, we're halfway doing our taste test. Which Oreo McFlurry is better?
That's true.
Or I should say, which Oreo big thick shake thing is better, that or the Blizzard?
Yeah, that's very. Yes.
Yeah. Steve's already like, I want some. Hulk wants some now.
So I said, watch the Simpsons episode on the Rib Witch. It explains everything.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Of course, the Simpsons have already covered this.
They've only got like 70 skillion episodes. They probably have an episode for everything.
Has anyone watched the Treehouse of Horrors? I guess apparently Homer is paralyzed and he can only communicate through farting. That's what one texter just said.
Oh, I didn't see it. It was on last night, I think, right?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. I used to. You know what? I haven't watched The Simpsons in forever, so I saw the commercial for it during football.
Yeah, and then they teased like it's coming up next, but it wasn't coming up next. Game Day came up next.
That's right. We had to listen to Aaron Levine. Come on,
that's true. I'd much rather that.
And Dave Wyman. We had to get that. Plus, it looked like The Simpsons were being animated sort of like Pixar style. I saw that. It looked like rather than the normal animation, they looked like 3D.
Oh, okay.
At least in the commercial. So that's all I saw.
Yeah. Oh, weird. Yeah, Vicky's showing me. It does look way different.
Yeah.
Apparently, they also spoof Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse because they have multiple Homers.
Yeah, into the Homerverse.
Oh, that's cool. If you watch that movie, I mean, that was a really good movie. But all right, cool. Well, we missed it anyway. Congratulations, Simpsons. I hope it was good. Someday I'm going to watch all the tree houses that I've missed.
Going back to the McRibs, someone says McRibs are my favorite. I eat 2 at a time with fries.
Ooh, that's
December 2nd. It's all back for you, man.
That's a lot of McRib. That looks like a big sandwich.
It is a pretty sizable sandwich.
Is it?
I can't tell
if I crushed that with like 2 bites.
Right?
Not.
2 bites, huh?
Maybe not.
Is that a challenge?
No.
Because it looks like it's a long bun. Doesn't it look like it's more like almost a sub?
Yeah, it looks like almost like the Burger King chicken sandwich buns.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it in relation to like a order of French fries. Yeah, that looks pretty big.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, see?
Are we still talking about French fries and McRibs, right?
Yeah, yes. That's a 3-biter, buddy. At least
3-biter.
That's a 3-biter for Steve, at least. I would say 5 bites, Steve's done.
Man, it looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Well, then again, I'm very hungry.
They know how to take a picture of McDonald's. You know that? I mean, they can take a picture of anything and make it look amazing. That's why I want them to take my pictures and put sauce all over me.
I don't know if I want onions on it. I see a lot of them have onions.
Oh, really?
Pickles, part of me even thinks I just want it like plain. It's kind of like my meatball sub. I don't really want any vegetables in it.
That's an interesting choice. Pickles and onions on top of this McRib sauce. All right. Well, I'll try it the way they give it to me one time.
Oh, no, I'm not going to. I want it my way.
Okay. Well, you got to go to Burger King.
Yeah, it's the wrong place.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell them, look, it's either that or a Whopper, so you better make it my way.
And McDonald's is going to go, again, both of them are not our store, sir.
Sir.
Actually, it makes sense that there's pickles and onions in it because it's barbecue. And at barbecue places, like traditional ones, they'll give you a side of pickles and onions.
Oh, all right.
So that actually makes sense.
Do I know that about barbecue, or do I always skip that?
I have no idea if you know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I worked at a barbecue place, we did that, and I've gone to other barbecue places, and they do that too. I don't remember if it's just like a Texas or a South Carolina thing. It's one or the other.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense then, Vic. All right. Well, you know what? I'll try it. I'm not going to be like Steve. I'm going to try it the way the artists meant it to be.
Then I got that taste of onions in my mouth for the rest of the day. I don't want that.
What's so bad about that?
I guess you're just going to have to wash it down with an Oreo McFlurry.
That takes away onions.
All right, then I guess I'll go with the onions.
That also takes away all sorts of diseases. I hear it also helps fight the COVID.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oreo McFlurries.
That's what I'm telling my wife and my doctor. There you go. On Friday, Steve, he did get this one right, but it took too many guesses.
What type of cheese is typically in a Caesar salad?
From Munda.
No.
I can see it. It's like that sharp cheddar?
No.
Mozzarella.
No.
What? Parmesan.
No. Oh, yes.
Damn it.
Too late.
Steve.
Damn it, Steve. Why can't you be more Steve?
Failure.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. The Bite Beat makes it 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, the Scream, has been stolen numerous times, and it's not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. That's a guaranteed cash amount you get for your home to put towards something else. A new project, a down payment, anything. Then, when your home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep all the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you all cash and the upside when your old home sells for more. Maximize your earnings and minimize the stress of selling your home with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com to see how you can get an all-cash offer. Orchard, it's the new way to home.